All right. Yeah, obviously I've been doing, well, Queen. But I mean, we do Queen anyway, but like these little odd Queen facts and things. And where you do, it's like on YouTube, where you start watching things like that, you just get requested more. So, yeah. Um, the truth about Freddie Mercury and Princess Diana, which is kind of weird. So I'd like to know what that is, yeah, what that connection. That's why I picked it because it come up on my thing. I thought, yeah, what was going on there? But yeah, let's go.
Celebrity friendships can get real unpredictable. Think Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg. But there was more than shock value to the friendship between Freddie Mercury and Princess Diana. Keep watching to learn all about it. Freddie Mercury, icon rocker and frontman for Queen, was undeniably a landmark recording artist in the 70s and 80s. His band continues to be one of the most famous musical acts to hail from the UK. But as Freddie rose to international notoriety throughout the 1980s, a young woman named Diana Spencer was being courted by the heir to the British throne. She would eventually become the globally loved figure we know today, one who changed the world through her dedication to humanitarian causes. Both she and Mercury are now remembered as British icons, leaving behind unmatchable legacies. It might come as a surprise, though, to learn that the two knew each other well. Though not an entertainer herself, Princess Diana was well-versed in celebrity culture and befriended quite a few artists. One of those people would be Freddie Mercury. Though the two cultivated a deep friendship, photos of them together have sadly never surfaced. For this reason, it is unclear exactly when Freddie Mercury and Princess Diana met. It is very likely that their first opportunity to cross paths would have been after Diana's marriage to the prince, when she started participating in royal tours sometime in the early to mid-80s. Diana wed Charles on July 29, 1981, just a year after Queen earned their second Billboard #1 placement with Another One Bites the Dust. At that point, they were already a globally famous band in their prime. Meanwhile, Princess Diana would have been navigating the early and disorienting path to fame. Perhaps her eagerness to feel confident in her role drew her to the endlessly charismatic Mercury. In 1985, Freddie Mercury and Queen came back together after a long hiatus to perform for the Live Aid charity concert. Princess Diana also appeared at the global event. The performances by Queen that day are some of their most memorable, and Princess Diana got a proverbial front row seat to see it all. It's unclear if this was the event where the two met, or if they already knew one another from their rarefied and overlapping social circles. Nonetheless, Diana, a young person who was already deeply passionate about British pop music, was witness to Freddie Mercury's unforgettable stage presence. So how close did Diana and Freddie get? Well, there are different definitions of friendship, of course, but it's known that Diana let Freddie help her don an elaborate disguise. The way the legend tells it, Freddie Mercury once helped sneak the princess into a gay bar in South London. British comedy actress Cleo Rockhouse revealed the event in her 2013 memoir, The Power of Positive Drinking. According to Out magazine, Rockhouse claims that one night she, Freddie Mercury, and the princess were all hanging out with the British comedy actor Kenny Everett. They had all been drinking and watching episodes of The Golden Girls on mute, making up their own lines as it went along. Mercury, Everett, and Rockhouse were just having too much fun, and they didn't want the night to end. The plan was to continue their get-together at a gay bar called Royal Vauxhall Tavern, but they were both shocked when Diana requested to tag along. She was a member of the royal family after all, and she was going to be followed regardless. Hers was quite possibly the most recognized face in the UK. So Mercury cooked up a scheme to disguise her, dressing Diana up in male drag. Somehow the plot worked. Out magazine quotes Rockhouse as remembering that the princess did look like a beautiful young man. Diana was able to get into the historic club unrecognized and even bought a few drinks during her visit. Sadly, those happy golden days would become more infrequent for Freddie and Diana as the 1980s came to a close. In 1987, Freddie Mercury was diagnosed with AIDS, then a disease shrouded in mystery and with a frightening prognosis. Ultimately, the condition led to him contracting bronchial pneumonia, which sadly claimed his life. Freddie Mercury died at the age of 45 on November 24, 1991. When Mercury learned that he had AIDS, he kept the information private. He only announced it in a public statement one day before his death. Princess Diana was one of the first public voices to challenge the stigma around AIDS.
Well, I think the princess actually helped get that message across by the mere fact that she wasn't wearing gloves and the mere fact that she shook hands with the patients.
From the year of Freddie's diagnosis to the year of her untimely death in 1997, Diana changed the national conversation around the disease by spending quality time with those affected and doing her own significant research. Maybe some of her infinite compassion was inspired by her favorite shooting star. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about your favorite pop culture.
That's kind of funny that he snuck her into a gay bar. Because I think you'd get away with that, because even if you had a slight thought that that was Princess Diana, you'd be like, nah. But then mind you, in the company of Freddie Mercury, maybe. But then would you think Freddie Mercury's really that? I mean, I know the band's called Queen, but would they have been at that? I suppose that they would have been as big as they were, I suppose, in the 80s. So yeah, that's kind of jokes, to be fair. That is funny. But then I wonder if it's true. I wonder if that is a true story or kind of just a myth. Because if it is true, it's a great story. Because I did I kind of miss both of them, to be honest. I don't mean miss as in miss because they're not around no more. I mean I missed them. Like they were both gone, I think, before. Maybe Diana was alive still, maybe not. But I'm definitely sure Freddie was dead before I was born. So yeah, but they are right. I mean, I do know the Princess Diana kind of legacy and how big she was. Like people truly loved her, and she's probably the last person that the people actually like on that level. But yeah, yeah. There's a kind of because I suppose as well you wouldn't have had very much chance being the two of the most famous people in the country at least, and she can't be seen to be like the royal family just can't be seen to do things like that. If that would have come out at the time, that would have been such a big scandal. Like, but yeah, that's why I think she would have got away with it because you just go, nah, that ain't. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are because yeah, that is a great story if it's true. And maybe it was Freddie that kind of spurred her interest and passion into the AIDS cause. Yeah. But yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.